welcome you. Today, we're taking a fascinating journey, really digging into how all those connected devices around us, as the Internet of Things or IoT, are basically changing the game for business when it comes to understanding you, the customer.
Mhm.
We're talking about customer relationship management, CRM.
That's right. And material you shared, especially that Technicali article, it really drives home that this isn't just, tech for tech's sake. It's about a fundamental shift in business intelligence and customer relationships.
Absolutely. What I liked about the Technicali piece was how it connects these sometimes abstract tech ideas to actual real-world stuff, things happening now, and also gives us a peek into what's coming next.
Hmm.
So yeah, our goal for this deep dive is to really pull out the core insights, make this transformation clear, and hopefully pretty thought-provoking for you.
Okay, so maybe a good place to start, just to make sure we're all on the same page, is defining these terms. What exactly is the Internet of Things? And what's CRM? And, well, how do they actually fit together?
Good point. So think of IoT as this huge, sprawling network of devices. The article talks about this massive connection, right? It could be your smartwatch, tracking your steps, or big industrial sensors monitoring factory equipment. They're all connected, sharing data online.
A constant stream of data, basically.
Exactly. And then CRM, well, that's the strategy and the software businesses use to manage all their customer interactions, all the data about customers across the whole relationship lifecycle.
It's about understanding who your customers are and engaging with them effectively.
Precisely. And here's where it gets really interesting, the convergence. That Technicali article makes it super clear. When you mix the real-time data from IoT devices with the customer management power of CRM, you unlock something, well, transformative. It's not just adding more data points.
No, it's fundamentally different because suddenly your CRM isn't just looking at past purchases or survey answers. It's getting a live feed almost of how customers are actually using products day to day. The article mentions, what, billions of IoT devices?
Yeah, billions. Smartphones, smart fridges, industrial sensors,
Yeah.
all creating this massive influx of information, as they put it, about what people are actually doing.
Which obviously gives businesses a much, much deeper understanding of customer behavior, their needs, maybe even problems they're having, something traditional CRM data just couldn't offer.
Right. And this leads us straight into a huge benefit, the power of real-time data.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, traditional CRM, mostly historical, looking backwards.
Mm-hmm. Reactive.
But IoT brings in this dynamic, like up to the second view. What does that really mean for you, the listener?
Well, it means businesses can shift from just reacting to what already happened to actually anticipating what might happen next. The Technicali article really stresses that without this IoT link, companies lack that granularity required to improve customer personalization.
Yeah, meaning their marketing campaigns might just fall flat, right? Because they're based on an old picture of the customer. They may not resonate.
Exactly. And think about it. If a sensor in a product flags a weird pattern, something suggesting it might fail soon, an integrated CRM can ping the service team before you even notice a problem. That's proactive support.
Totally. And that speed, acting on data now because of IoT, that can make a huge difference to your satisfaction. It shows the company's actually paying attention.
So let's get a bit more practical then. The article talks a lot about seamless integration between IoT devices and CRM platforms. What does that actually look like? How does it work?
Well, you got to imagine that stream of data from all the connected things just flowing straight into the CRM system, automatically, no one having to type it in. The goal, like the article implies with relevant insights filtering automatically, is for it to just happen, constantly updating your profile with real-time info.
And that automatic flow is key for those proactive steps we were just talking about, right? The CRM can be set up to automatically, say, alert a support agent, or maybe tweak a marketing campaign on the fly based on behavior, or even send out a personalized offer that's super relevant right now because of how you're using something.
Which naturally leads to way better personalization.
Yeah.
The Technicali article hammers this point home, getting those precise insights into what you, an individual, prefer or need. It's moving beyond big, general segments.
Yeah, and the depth of understanding is pretty wild. The article mentions monitoring usage via wearables to decode customer behavior more accurately, like your fitness tracker data going into a health company's CRM.
Right. So they can offer you like tailored workout tips or recommend relevant gear based on your actual activity levels.
Right, and they had some other good examples too. The fitness tracker sharing data with, say, a health insurer's CRM.
Yeah, potentially leading to tailored advice or maybe even different insurance pricing based on your lifestyle. That's interesting.
Or the smart fridge example, monitoring what food you have, telling the grocery store CRM, and then you get suggestions for exactly what you're running low on. Super convenient.
I thought the car sensor one was really good too. The car detects a potential issue brewing, tells the manufacturer's CRM, and they reach out to schedule maintenance before you break down. That's a huge plus for the ownership experience.
Yeah, those really illustrate the potential. Okay, but let's say you, our listener, are thinking about doing this for your business. What are the big things to consider when you're putting together an integration strategy?
Well, one thing the Technicali piece makes really clear is that with all this IoT data flying around, uh, robust data management and safeguarding customer trust become non-negotiable. Security and handling data responsibly got to be top priority.
That's crucial. How do you manage all that potentially sensitive info without freaking customers out? The article hits on things like strong encryption, regular security checks, following privacy rules like GDPR. You have to show you're protecting their data.
And it's not just security, right? The raw data from all these different devices. It needs to make sense inside the CRM. The article says it needs to be appropriately structured to enable meaningful analysis. Otherwise, it's just noise, a flood of numbers.
Exactly. You need a plan. How does this IoT data fit with your existing CRM info? How are you going to analyze it to actually get value? The article even sketches out a process. First, figure out what your current CRM can handle.
Right. Then set up clear rules, integration protocols that fit your overall CRM plan. Then there's the tech part, building the pipes to actually merge the data streams. And finally, using analytics to spot patterns and ultimately make customers happier with predictive, proactive care.
And they also mention the flip side, the risk of not doing this. They suggest that without IoT integration, you may lack the agility to respond in real time. You could miss chances to engage customers when it matters most. You might fall behind.
Okay, so moving on, the article also highlights some companies already doing this stuff. They mention Salesforce IoT specifically as a big player offering cloud solutions designed to merge IoT data right into their CRM.
Yeah, and these platforms often come with tools already built in for managing the data, doing advanced analysis, setting up those real-time triggers we keep talking about. And Salesforce isn't the only one. The article notes others are popping up too, helping bridge that gap between online and offline customer interactions.
The logistics examples were pretty powerful too, I thought. FedEx, Maersk, using IoT sensors on packages, shipping containers, tracking location, temperature, all that stuff in real time.
And if you connect that back to CRM, think about the customer experience. Getting real-time tracking updates that provides transparency, reduces anxiety. It definitely strengthens their customer relationship, as the article points out. It's a direct CRM enhancement.
And looking even further ahead, the article digs into the growing role of AI, artificial intelligence, working alongside IoT within CRM. It's not just about collecting data anymore.
Right. It's about using AI to sift through those massive data sets, find patterns, optimize things like delivery routes, and personalize experiences even more deeply.
It's pretty powerful stuff. AI algorithms digging through IoT data to spot subtle usage trends, figure out what customers really need, maybe even predict when a piece of equipment is likely to fail.
Which brings us right back to that proactive support idea, doesn't it? The article shows how IoT triggers a weird temperature spike. A sudden drop in usage can automatically tell the CRM support team to reach out, often before you, the customer, even know there's an issue brewing. That builds serious loyalty.
Absolutely. And that proactive piece, enabled by IoT and CRM working together, that's a huge driver for keeping customers happy and loyal. The article really emphasizes how integrating those IoT signals lets you tailor products and services much more accurately.
Yeah, it's about getting to what they call the ability to personalize marketing campaigns with unparalleled precision. If you truly understand how someone's using your product, the offers you send are way more likely to hit the mark, less likely to feel like spam. And that kind of personalization, plus the timely alerts and proactive help, it just naturally boosts customer retention. The article sums it up nicely. A connected CRM and IoT setup lets businesses truly anticipate customer needs.
Think about it. Combine sensor data with purchase history, maybe even preferences they've told you. You get a really complete picture that enables super targeted offers, proactive maintenance reminders, maybe even auto refills for consumables based on real-time usage.
So what's next? What are the big trends shaping this IoT CRM space going forward? The Technicali piece points out a few key things to keep an eye on.
Well, one interesting thing is that it's apparently getting easier to actually set up those data pipelines to get the sensor data flowing into the CRM. As the tech matures, as standards emerge, it should become less complex, more doable for more businesses.
We're also likely going to see new kinds of connected devices feeding into CRM. The article mentions voice assistants like Alexa or Google Home, and even AR/VR headsets as potential new ways to gather customer insights and maybe make interactions better. And it's moving beyond just simple data points towards more sophisticated event-based triggers. So specific things detected by IoT devices will automatically kick off workflows in the CRM for marketing, sales, or service teams. Much more dynamic.
And obviously, AI keeps getting better. AI and IoT analytics together,
Mm.
that's going to be huge. The article talks about potential for much smarter customer segmentation, automating really complex tasks, and way better forecasting, all because AI can make sense of that rich IoT data.
Ultimately, like the article says, mixing large-scale IoT data with smart AI helps transform how organizations react to ever-changing consumer demands. It makes businesses much more adaptable, more responsive.
Yeah, and that final takeaway from the article really lands, I think. Businesses need to be planning for this now, thinking strategically about their IoT and CRM plan for the next, say, 3, 5 years. That's going to be crucial to stay competitive. So wrapping up this deep dive, the main message is pretty clear, isn't it? This combination, this synergy between the Internet of Things and CRM, it's fundamentally changing how businesses understand and connect with you, the customer.
Yeah, we've seen how it takes us from those older kind of static CRM models to this dynamic data-packed ecosystem. It's all driven by connected devices, enabling real-time insights, super personalized experiences, and that proactive support we talked about.
It really is a major shift, moving from just reacting to customers to genuinely anticipating what they might need next. It paves the way for, hopefully, much smoother and more satisfying experiences overall.
And it makes you think about the bigger picture too, right? How is all this continuous data flow going to change your own interactions with products and services down the line? What are your expectations going to be?
That's a great point. And maybe the crucial underlying question here is navigating that balance, the balance between all the convenience and personalization this offers and, the important ongoing questions around data privacy. In a world that's just getting more and more connected, that conversation is definitely not over.